let's get to going. Alice is pondering how best to make use of your reprieve from the tandem of negotiation. Alright, for what of a better suggestion, what say you to a brief tour of the newly liberated Doma? I'll be interested to hear how the people are faring in their own words, and it's not as if we'll be missed here, or will we? Edgar, a moment, if you would. Yagiri and Ashi, was it? You have some business with Edgar? Business? No. Pleasure, my lady. I merely wish to exchange a few words with the famed slayer of gods and champion. Yours, truly an honor. Such heartfelt admiration, one could almost forget that you're an envoy of the Empire. Oh, is that so strange? We may have stood on opposing sides in the past, but I see no contradictions in loading the man who would do battle with our common enemy. Unless you forget, this is my homeland. I would be remiss of me not to at least thank him for containing the threat posed by the Kojin's vile econ. Now, if I may continue as we speak, Lord Hien deliberates over my proposal. I would take this time to see the land I once called home. Though Lady Yagiri is certain to be a jovial escort, the excursion would be all the more enjoyable for your company and safer besides. The ambassador has the right of it. He is not likely to come to harm. With you at his side, will you join us? I'm quite sure he will be safe with you, Yagiri. Come now, Edgar. That is not else for us to do until Lord Hien has reached his decision. And were we not to this moment discussing how best to learn more of the current state of Doma? It's settled then, the four of us shall make a brief excursion through Yangtze. Might we start with the town of Mozen? I would see that what has become of Doma's castle. Very well, if you will follow me. Oh, and if we do happen to reach one of the points where there is a cutscene with this place, the Enclave, and while I'm doing the stuff that I said I was going to do in between episodes, I will start recording the next episode there. I mean, the following episode there. Because we don't have anything like that going on right now. Because so far we've only donated two things. Some very old potions that might kill some people. And some stuff that increases critical hit rate. I don't remember, were these holes in the wall before or after the story? Because I honestly don't remember. Because I want to think that they were from after we floated Doma Castle, but I honestly cannot remember. Nay, can this truly be Mozen, home to the cream of Doma's samurai? I had heard that Yotatsu intended to send some few of our automata here, but only by way of warning. It should not have come to this. Indeed, her savagery served only to incite the people and spur them to rise up in protest. It was folly to think such methods of governance could ever prove effective. The sooner we can begin to make amends for this senseless destruction, the better. Securing supplies and support for the reconstruction effort should not prove difficult once our nations are formally at peace, of course. Yes, of course. If you would have a better view of what remains of the castle, we must proceed through the ruins. It is a travesty, travesty. I remember the keep being so beautiful in the light of a setting sun, one would swear it was aflame. It is indeed a doleful spectacle. Mayhap we will rebuild it one day, when we have finished helping our people rebuild their lives. Spoken like a true populace. The need of the people must come first. Speaking of whom, would you be opposed to me seeing their life firsthand? The village of Lamay is but a short journey from here, if I'm not mistaken. By river, yes. If you will follow me, it's ready. I will ready our boat. Ready to cast off. Sure. Then again, we did have basically an entire episode of talking, so having a little bit of combat.
Get back! I'm warning you! Someone's in trouble.
Good for them.
Are you all right? Hi.
What do they want with you?
Yuki, and you lot too. I don't know. We were returning from the Enclave when they came at us.
It seems they won't go quietly.
And neither will we.
The question is, who hired them? Because the Red Coaching work as mercenaries. So they can get relics and stuff.
seems to be the last of them. You have nothing to fear, child. You are safe now.
Thank you, sir.
You saved us again. Thank you. If you're ever passing by our village, look us up. You'll always be welcome.
Thank goodness we arrived when we did.
Indeed. But what could have prompted the Red Kojin to stray so far from the Ruby Sea?
I presume these are the sellswords hired by Yotsu. If so, the answer is simple. Desperation. Bereft of imperial employment, they seek other means to line their coin purses. Another sad legacy of the Empire's mismanagement.
The Empire to which you have sworn allegiance.
They don't care for coin, they care for treasure.
Must you always be so pointed? If we are to bring about lasting change, we must look beyond narrow allegiances. You have every right to doubt me, but in time, I hope you will come to see that we share a common goal. You and yours have fought fiercely to change the Empire from without, but if we are to end the cycle of conflict, the Empire must change from within. Am I wrong?
Not about that.
Never? I wonder, would you have said the same of Ishgard? Believe what you will, but I assure you, the Empire can change.
The thing about Ishgard, they had a underlying lie that was built upon them, and we just said the truth, and also cut the head off. So we told the truth to the body, and then cut the head off of the nation. That's kind of what we did. Dear me, I had hoped to convey my views of our nation's shared hopes under more peaceable circumstances. Yet this regrettable little interlude did afford me a chance to see the famed hero of yours in action, and few Imperial soldiers can say that, at least few who live to tell the tale. Well, after that little ordeal, I believe it may be time for us to return to the Enclave. Return, my lord, but what of Nome? You seem so eager to observe the villagers going about their daily lives. To be frank, I still am, but I rather doubt the good people of Nami would take kindly to sight of a man in imperial uniform with blood still dripping from his blade, even if your company may presence would only prove a distraction. Right not, however, thanks to the three of you, I have seen a great deal more than I otherwise would, and with any luck, Lord Ian will have finished considering my proposal by the time we return. Like I said, Kojin of the Red are mercenaries. Even then, they wouldn't be out here. They're more concerned with treasures, so And knowing them, they would probably figure that after Imperial reign, there wouldn't be any treasures left for them to get from here, because that's what Yagiri was paying them with. Not Yagiri, Tutsio or Yotsuyo, whatever, the Viceroy. What the Viceroy was paying them in was the treasures of Doma. So that would leave someone having to pay with them in treasure as well. And since they can't really get treasure as they used to, they have to do the way of the mercenaries. And now with their mercenary gig kind of being done with, I wonder how they're going to get it now. Because they can't really do it by being pirates or stuff, because they would be stepping on too many toes. Thank you again for agreeing to join me. If not for your aid, the Kojin may well have overwhelmed us. Pray go on ahead, Lord Hien is expecting you. I will remain without and keep watch over our guests. We had best not keep him waiting. You are expected, sir. Shall I show you in? Welcome back, my friends. Yagiri tells me you accompanied her and you saw you on a tour of Yangxie. I hoped you might have taken the opportunity to recover from your extinctions at Sakusuki. But I gather your time was well spent until the ambassador affords Yagiri a chance to make a full report. However, I must rely on you to supply the details, so please tell us how it all unfolded. Red Kojin here. Have there been any other such incidents since the liberation? That I'm aware of. If they on planning some new venture here in Yangxie, we will need to increase patrols. In any event, I am indebted to you for fighting them off, but tell me, and don't be modest, was Yangxie truly the first to leap into the youngster's aid? Now do I think about it, the Empire was in the Ruby Sea when we went to help Gogetsu. So they could have easily went over to the Red Kojin, offered them treasure to get Yotsutsu back, who is over here in the Enclave, but they don't know where the Enclave is, so they probably were going town by town or area per area, and they found Issy and his sister on their way back from the Enclave and probably going to take them hostage. Or just kill them. One of the two. I was quick to doubt him when we first met, but his desire to save seems quite genuine. It's possible he truly believes what he is saying. And the time I know you, you've always been an excellent judge of character. What do you make of the ambassador? Then the question of what his true intention may be remains. Regardless of his aim, I am resigned to play his game. For now, at least. Well, for swearing, summoning should be simple enough, considering you never dabbled in it in the first place, which you leave the somewhat thornier question of how to police the Red Kojin. Like I said before, they technically never summoned in the first place. It was with that very question in mind that I sought Alphonse Consul. Thanks to his knowledge of the econs and rituals used to invoke them, I believe we identified a workable solution. As you recall, Susanoo was summoned forth using the power of relics locked away in the Kojin's treasure vault on the Isle of Zeki. Though said relics seem there to this day, it is all but certain that the act of summoning exhausted their stores of ether, making subsequent summonings impossible. Assuming that this is the case, preventing the problem's return rests on denying the Red Kojins the means to amass new source of ether, either via the acquisition of crystals or the relics they are wont to collect. For this, I plan to enlist the aid of our friends the Blue Kojins in Storma's liberation. We have forged closer bonds with Buchin and his people, and with their support I am quite confident we keep the Red from obtaining what they require to call upon Susanoo. And what of the prisoners? They'll be exchanged as agreed, and I will give full credit to Asari from the success of the transaction. If there is not we can do to help the Popularis govern favor, I mean to see to it done. But first, I would have some unfinished business to attend to. Would you all come with me? Yes, of course, but what's the matter of business? The past mistakes which I would see put right. One which was way heavy on my mind.
I had her brought here in secret while the three of you kept our guest company.
Can you at least let her finish? The
The
Dawn
world
goes
has
first.
not been kind to you, it is true. But that does not excuse your sins. You should be at the bottom of the river.
She was.
Yet here you are. The living, breathing proof of my failure. A failure for which I would now make amends.
What did I do? I don't remember. Was it really so terrible? Tell me, please. What did I do?
You speak of sins, my lord. But at whose feet do those sins lie? With the soldiers who committed the crimes, or those who commanded them to do so? With both, I would say. For all have a conscience, and all must choose. But with no memory of who she is, or what she has done, what sin remains to be cleansed?
You ask that I show mercy.
I ask why the heavens saw fit to deny me my rest. Why Yotsuyu was spared not only death, but the bitter memories of her life.
You truly think it the will of the Kami? If so, her life is not mine to take. It is yours to safeguard. Come the hour of the exchange, if her memories have not returned, she may remain here in Doma to live out her days as Tsuyu. But if they do, the Garleans shall have their viceroy. Though the people will protest, they will come to accept my decision when they have been reunited with their loved ones.
Thank you, my lord.
Now then, I believe we have kept our guest waiting long enough. Did Gosetsu not seem strange to you? His sympathy for Yotsuyu, pardon me. I know his powers of endurance only too well, but after all he has suffered, even he should not be on his feet. He puts on a brave face for our sakes, but it would not surprise me if he lacked the strength to raise his blade. Though I suppose if he and Yotsu are to enjoy a life of peace and quiet, he will have little use for it. It falls to us to shape that future, one in which he need never again set foot on the battlefield.
Let's do one more quest and then it'll be the end. 370. Oh, know what? I'll just call it here. And in the next episode, we shall continue this story. Until then.